Introducing the Statue of Liberty edition, the New York Liberty edition. I already know you damn near besties with Sabrina. We think you cool with Lexi. No, you go way back with Sabrina. Caitlin Clark could be sending a message to the Indiana Fever. Hey, I might not sign that epic. Y'all pushing everybody else for MVP. Stephanie White is having tantrums every time I shoot the ball. She's falling over herself on.
This is the ultimate breaking point. The WNBA is now facing a level of jealousy, betrayal, and alleged sabotage unlike anything we have ever witnessed in professional sports. What should have been the defining achievement of Caitlin Clark's young career has suddenly transformed into a disastrous locker room crisis. And it is revealing the bitter and deeply uncomfortable reality of just how threatened some established veterans and even her own head coach may be by her growing success. The shocking details emerging from inside the organization today are enough to leave you completely stunned. We are watching trust fall apart in real time, and the fallout could permanently reshape the future of basketball. Just hours ago, the entire sports world seemed to stop. Nike officially released Caitlin Clark's highly anticipated first signature sneaker, and the response was nothing short of a worldwide economic sensation. The anticipation surrounding this release had already reached enormous levels. But absolutely nobody was ready for the overwhelming tidal wave of demand that crashed into Nike's servers. In only 2 hours, the sneaker completely sold out, with a staggering 2.8 million pairs reportedly moving. Think about that number for a second. 2.8 million pairs in just 120 minutes. Nike's website repeatedly crashed. Online waiting rooms froze entirely, shutting out millions of desperate fans who were ready to spend their money. Caitlin Clark did not simply break Nike's women's basketball sales record. She absolutely demolished it. She demonstrated beyond any reasonable doubt that she has become one of the most powerful economic forces in women's sports today. She is the golden goose, operating at a level that very few other athletes could ever hope to reach. Yet rather than seeing the entire league unite and celebrate this historic achievement, the incredible success has seemingly sparked a massive and ugly wave of jealousy. And it begins with one of her biggest and most outspoken rivals.
$200 billion in market value as the iconic American brand stock sinks to a 12-year low. The swoosh emblazoned brand has been on a years-long slide, with shares plunging nearly 80% from Nike's 2021 all-time high of $177.51. The staggering decline is fueling fresh criticism in the company and its past controversies, including 2019's decision to pull a planned Betsy Ross flag sneaker after Colin Kaepernick raised concerns over the design. Nike has lost nearly 80% of its market cap over the last 5 years, when the stock was near its peak. Ethan Strauss wrote the definitive take on how the company was fumbling the bag. They were a brand defined by Michael Jordan's competitiveness and machismo, and with a heavily male customer base, they thought they could double in size if they could be that and also be Lululemon.
While millions of fans were scrambling to secure Caitlin Clark sneakers, Las Vegas Aces superstar Aya Wilson was reportedly experiencing an intense meltdown behind closed doors. And the reason is incredibly embarrassing. While Caitlin had just moved 2.8 million sneakers in only 2 hours, Aya Wilson's signature merchandise was reportedly sitting untouched on clearance racks, gathering dust inside department stores across the country. The humiliation has been massive, and social media has only made the situation even worse. Fans have been sharing photos of IRS sneakers sitting inside bargain bins covered with huge red clearance stickers, while tagging her directly and celebrating Caitlin's completely sold-out launch. Aya Wilson has spent the entire season demanding respect, demanding the spotlight, and presenting herself as the unquestionable face of the league. She has repeatedly thrown shade, insisting that she deserves the same level of promotion, marketing, and attention. But the free market appears to have delivered a brutally cold reality. Fans are not rushing to buy clearance rack sneakers. They are lining up for Caitlin Clark. People familiar with the situation claim Aya was absolutely furious after seeing Caitlin's historic sales numbers spreading across social media. The reality reportedly hit her like a brick wall. It showed that regardless of how many championships she wins or how many MVP awards she collects, she may never possess the same star power, loyal fanbase, and enormous cultural influence surrounding the former Iowa superstar. The difference between them is not simply significant, it appears almost impossible to close. And the public embarrassment created by the clearance rack comparison has reportedly pushed Aya to another level. But unbelievably, Aya Wilson's alleged jealousy is nothing compared to the sinister and toxic sabotage reportedly taking place inside Caitlyn's own locker room. You would assume Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White would be thrilled to have one of the most recognizable athletes on the planet generating millions in attention, sponsorship opportunities, and packed arenas for her franchise. You would expect her to be celebrating her superstar player on such a massive career-defining day. But apparently, that was not what happened. Instead of congratulating her generational star after a historic life-changing achievement, leaked reports claim Coach White allegedly went into a full-blown panic fueled by deep-seated jealousy.
I feel like I'm an entertainer, and I feel like that's what the shoe kind of embodies. Like, you put the shoe on and it kind of gives you a superpower in a way. So I think that's kind of what I wanted myself to feel when I play in the shoe. And then also when individuals put them on, whether it's a kid, whether it's an adult, like they can feel that same thing too. I think it's just like a joy. Like, I think when you watch me play basketball, it's like this passion and this emotion and this fire of like, you love getting to do what you do. Like, you love your craft. And at the same time, like, I know the responsibility I get to have when I'm playing in front of sold out crowds and young people are yelling my name and whatever fans are coming to the game, like they spend a lot of time, money, and resources to come watch me. So I feel like I'm an entertainer. I'm giving them, you know, a memory of a lifetime. And a lot of times those are people's only time getting to come to one WNBA game in a season. So I feel like that's probably what they see when I'm in the shoe playing, is just somebody that plays with a lot of joy, a lot of passion, and a lot of fun. Through the process, I feel like I definitely knew what I wanted. And I was very like particular in that. And I also feel like I definitely worried about the consumer a lot when we were making the shoe, and even when we got into a lot of the colorways. But at the same time, like, I want the consumer to also feel like this is what I play in, this is what I feel comfortable in, this helps me perform faster, get my shot off quicker. I feel comfortable in this shoe, and like knowing whoever buys this shoe can feel that exact same way. But I think growing up, like, I always wanted to chase the ones that looked the coolest. And I think as a young...
According to several alleged locker room insiders, Coach Stephanie White was reportedly furious that Caitlin Clark's record-setting sneaker launch had completely taken attention away from the team's practice schedule and even her own media availability. White's reportedly fragile ego could not handle the reality that almost nobody was interested in discussing her outdated coaching methods. Reporters were not asking about her defensive strategies, because virtually every question centered around Caitlin's enormous Nike release. Stephanie White allegedly felt completely ignored, and rather than acting like a leader, she supposedly chose to play the villain. So what did Stephanie White allegedly do next? She reportedly attempted to interfere with her own player's historic moment. New reports claim White stormed into the front office and demanded that the Indiana Fever Public Relations Department immediately stop promoting the Nike launch. She allegedly instructed the media team to bury the story across the team's social media accounts, hoping to redirect attention away from Caitlin and minimize the significance of the reported 2.8 million pairs sold. She allegedly wanted to clip Caitlin's wings at the exact moment of her greatest triumph because she could not tolerate sharing the spotlight with her own superstar. But Coach Stephanie White reportedly made one enormous and potentially fatal mistake. She pushed Caitlin Clark far beyond her limit, and in doing so, she may have finally awakened a sleeping giant.
Like Vassar and Oberlin. We have the Black Lives Matter down 55.1% since this. We have the Dylan Mulvaney dancing and Nike going all in on the trans stuff. Yeah. And then we waited 2 years for this, right? We had to wait 2 years. Caitlin Clark comes in, pretty much saves the WNBA overnight. We're asking, where's the shoe? We don't even have a logo yet. During her whole entire rookie season, they don't even put out merchandise of anything about Caitlin Clark's rookie year. Then we have to wait 2 years for this. So we wait 2 years for a logo. Oh, 2 years for a logo. Wow, gee, thanks, finally. Then we wait 2.5 years for a real Caitlin Clark ad.
Hey, Caitlin, can you make it from there? Hey, Caitlin, how about from here?
Come on, guys.
She can't make it from there. No chance.
Caitlin, from me to left? You got it.
I'm not even gonna ask.
Hey, Caitlin, from here might be impressive. Am I right?
Whatever, Che.
So right here.
From there.
And I actually liked this commercial, but it took them 2.5 years to put this out. This is a good commercial, solid commercial. Good job, Nike. But it took you 2.5 years to put this out. This should have been out her rookie season. This should have been out going into her rookie season. But you guys were dragging her ass, promoting the Asia Ones, promoting Asia Wilson, promoting everything but Caitlin Clark for your policies. Meanwhile, the stock is tanking. So, isn't it ironic that
Caitlin Clark is officially finished playing the nice girl. She is done smiling for the cameras while allegedly dealing with a head coach who is secretly trying to damage her career behind closed doors. 4 months, Caitlin has taken the high road, choosing to ignore questionable play calls, frustrating decisions, and passive-aggressive remarks. But after reportedly discovering Stephanie White's alleged attempt to sabotage her media exposure and minimize one of the biggest achievements of her career, Caitlin finally took the gloves off. She delivered a brutal and ice-cold ultimatum that has reportedly thrown the Indiana Fever front office into a state of complete emergency. According to alleged locker room insiders who witnessed what happened afterward, Caitlin did not shout. She did not scream, and she certainly did not throw a tantrum. Instead, she calmly walked into the executive offices, looked directly at upper management, and delivered a firm, uncompromising warning about her future that reportedly froze everyone in the room. Caitlin allegedly told the front office that she absolutely would not continue playing under a head coach who actively works against her success away from the court. She reportedly made it crystal clear that if this toxic jealousy and alleged deliberate career sabotage did not stop immediately, she would officially demand a trade away from Indiana and take her enormous fan base with her.
that ignored the biggest superstar to join the brand in quite some time in Caitlin Clark, ignored because she's a white woman in favor of Asia Wilson, who's a black woman. But now they need to rely on two white women to take them out of this hole that they're currently in. The one being Caitlin Clark. Yeah, Caitlin Clark's shoes are coming out within the next few months. Nike is hoping that stops the bleeding. But also look at Sabrina Ionescu. The most worn shoes last season by NBA players. The Kobe's. Everybody loves the Kobe's. But then you have Sabrina in lockstep with Devin Booker, in lockstep with Kevin Durant. More people wore Sabrinas than wore LeBrons. More people wore Sabrinas than wore Hardens, Irvings, Giannis's, Donovan Mitchell's. Sabrina's shoe is a major player in the shoe game, especially when it comes to on-court. Sabrina, Nike needs your help. Caitlin Clark, Nike desperately needs your help. People are pegging you to come save this brand. People are asking you to be the savior, not only of the WNBA, but of an iconic brand like Nike, because they've done such a shit job over the last 10 years staying afloat. They've misstepped in every direction. Caitlin Clark's shoes are going to sell like crazy. Might save. Yeah, might. Shout out to you, Sierra. I stopped buying anything Nike when they used this creepy guy as one of their brand ambassadors for their sports bras and leggings. You're kidding me. Hey, Nike, he's still not a woman, never will be, you morons. Wild work. Wild work. When I was in high school, the only shoe I would wear was a Nike. I haven't bought Nike since they continued to sponsor. I mean, when I was in college, they would say, hey, the surest buy is Nike, the surest buy is Nike, the surest, of all the athletic brands, the surest buy is Nike, the surest buy is Nike. And here we are. It'll go back up when they release the Caitlin Clarks in October. And if you've been paying attention to trends, every time that there's a little bit of a bleep, like a little bit of a spike going back up, that's when Nike starts rolling out some Caitlin Clark commercials. Caitlin Clark logo, Caitlin Clark t-shirts, Caitlin Clark sweatpants, Caitlin Clark shoes. Every time Nike trickles out something Caitlin.
Total and absolute destruction. The silence inside the executive office was reportedly deafening. The executives were said to be turning pale as they realized just how serious the situation had become. Caitlin Clark holds virtually all the leverage right now. She has reportedly generated tens of millions of dollars within just a few hours. She is widely viewed as the biggest reason the Indiana Fever continue attracting sold-out crowds night after night, and she remains the primary force behind the franchise's enormous national attention. Stephanie White is now allegedly terrified, sitting in her office under immense pressure because she understands the harsh and unavoidable reality. If the front office is ultimately forced to choose between a coach accused of bitter jealousy and a global superstar who just broke the internet, Stephanie White could be the one shown the door, with her contract potentially torn up and her bags packed before the day is even over. The alleged jealousy has completely poisoned the atmosphere in Indiana, and Caitlin Clark has finally drawn a firm line in the sand. It is either Caitlin or the coach, and the clock is now ticking on Stephanie White's future. The entire WNBA is reportedly preparing for an absolute earthquake.
People know, like, I truly cared so much about, obviously, this shoe, and, like, it's not like Nike just created this, like, I created it with them, and I think that's really special and really important, and I hope people feel that. I think it's, like, a good opportunity to bring to life a lot of things that have meant a lot to you over the course of your career and over the course of your life, and also tell a lot of different stories. And I think even with these first two colors that are launching, like with the blue and the yellow, like, they're inverse of each other, and I feel like people didn't notice that right away, but it was something like they discovered maybe a couple weeks later when the yellow was launched and talked about a little bit more. And we'll maybe be doing that with a few more colors, so I guess you got to stay on the lookout, and you can put it into the photo booth app, every single color, and maybe the inverse of that color will come out. I don't know, we'll see. But I think it's just really fun for the fans, and I think, like, I'm not always a really creative person, but when it came to, like, this shoe and this being something I cared about so much, I feel like a lot of my creativity came out. And whether I, like, knew it was or it wasn't, like, you could just tell my passion for this shoe and, you know, the stories I wanted to tell about my basketball career, or even things even off the court that we were able to bring to life, I think was really special for me. When they put this shoe on, I hope they feel like they can achieve whatever they want to achieve. Like, I think that's kind of been the story of my career, is, like, you know, I've always dreamed to do exceptional things and things that people maybe never thought I could achieve. Or, you know, when I went to Iowa, like, we made it back to the Final Four, and I always said we could achieve that, and then getting into the league. And, you know, I have all these big dreams and big aspirations that I still want to try to achieve. So I hope they feel like they can achieve whatever they want to. And I think hopefully they can feel connectivity with me, like I'm still on the pursuit of greatness every single day wearing my shoes. So I hope they feel like we're kind of both on the same journey, and maybe we're not going for the exact same goal, but we're both chasing something every single day. I never thought I would have my own shoe, and now being able to is, like, pretty special and surreal. I think over the course of this journey of creating the shoe, like...
Now I want to hear from every single person watching this video right now. So go absolutely wild in the comments section. Do you believe Caitlin Clark should demand a trade and completely walk away from Stephanie White's alleged toxic locker room? And just how embarrassing is it that Aya Wilson is reportedly upset over her sneakers sitting on clearance racks while Caitlin is moving nearly 3 million pairs in only 2 hours? Make sure your voice is heard below, because the Fever front office is definitely paying attention to what the fans are saying right now. If you want the real, unfiltered breakdown of everything surrounding this alleged scandal, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to Clark Fever Hoops today. Turn on notifications as well, because the second this trade drama gets even bigger or a potential firing unfolds, we will be here breaking down every single detail. Until next time, see you in the next video.